Flow with me in Sedona. Let's start in a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sit bones down, closing the eyes, letting the shoulders relax back and down. Start by taking full deep breaths here, in and out of the nose, allowing the body to settle into the space, inviting yourself to be fully present here in this moment with the breath. We'll take a nice full deep breath in, filling up the body, and then letting the breath go with a sigh. Gently opening the eyes. When you're ready, we'll meet in tabletop position. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Moving through cat and cow, lifting the tail, broadening the heart, lifting the chin and the chest. And as you exhale, tucking and rounding the spine, head towards the body. Just start to move here with the breath. Starting to articulate the spine, adding some movement into the body, connecting with breath. Gently rest the hips back towards the heels, melt the heart down, come into child's pose. Wiggle the hips a little bit, melt the heart space. Just allow yourself to connect back with the breath, as that will be our anchor for our practice. We'll reach out through those arms, press back into the hands, meet in a tabletop position. Always checking our alignment here, so wrists are underneath shoulders, knees are directly underneath hips. Press into the hands, curl the toes under, press down and forward, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit here, descending one heel at a time. Just start to add some movement, maybe shaking the head yes and no. Feeling the stretch in the backs of the legs as we start to add some opening. And then taking your time, we'll crawl those hands towards the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Right away, we'll just let the body and torso melt over the thighs, planting that left palm down into the mat. And then inhaling to reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale to release the right palm down, this time left arm up. And just move with the breath here. As you exhale, you'll release and replace. And then as you inhale, you'll reach the arm up, maybe even gently bending the knees here. Just starting to move with the breath, connecting with the body, maybe staying on one side or the other for a few breaths. And just allowing your breath to be full. Connecting with the body, we'll heel toe the feet out wide, grabbing opposite elbows, maybe swaying back and forth here. Just feeling a release here in the lower back, letting the torso melt and pour over the thighs. Weight is going to be shifting towards the fronts of the feet. And then taking your time, come back to stillness. Heel toe the feet inner hip distance apart. Maybe sliding the hands in the fronts of the feet, coming to a half lift shape, or just moving the body in a way that feels good for you here in Uttanasana. Release the hands, walk the hands forward, come back into a downward dog, and then shift the weight into plank, gently pressing yourself down onto your belly. We'll move into cobra right away, so squeeze those elbows towards the body. Hands are going to be underneath the shoulders. We'll press ourselves up, lifting the heart, lifting the head. As you exhale, melt. Inhale, press back into cobra, press into the feet, lift. And then exhale, melt. We'll walk those hands forward, coming into Sphinx pose. So this time, those elbows are in line with the shoulders. Palms facing down, fingertips facing forward. Press deeply into the pelvis, into the hands to lift the heart space up for a little bit of a back bend. And then exhale, melt, relax the hands down. Taking your time here, we'll gently press ourselves up, meeting back into a downward dog position. Whenever you're ready, there's no rush. And then mindfully start to walk the feet towards the hands, letting the body start to melt. Taking your time, rooting into the feet, rolling to rise one vertebra at a time, ragdolling your way to stand. And we'll move through half sun salutations. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root, sweep the arms up, lean back. Exhale, palms to touch at heart center. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root, sweep the arms up and over, lean back. Exhale, palms to touch at heart center. Last round with breath. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, hands can come to shins. And exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, roll to rise, sweep the arms up. And exhale, release the hands down to heart center. Connect with the breath here, press the thumbs into the heart space. Just allow yourself to focus back onto the breath. And then gently open the eyes if they're closed. Sweep those arms up. Starting to come into a gentle side bend here, pressing into the left foot, reaching the arms up and over towards the right. So hands can be interlaced other than the index fingers. Feeling a stretch on the left side of the body. Inhale back to center. And exhale the arms up and over to the left this time, hips to the right. Root down into that right foot. Feel the stretch from the side of the waist, arm, wrists, and fingers. Inhale back to center as you exhale, swan dive forward. And wherever you're at the front of the mat, the center of the mat, just start to walk back into downward dog. Taking your time here, we'll shift the weight forward, coming into plank pose. And just maybe one at a time, lifting the feet here, challenging your balance, challenging the core. And then nice and slow, release the knees, rest the hips towards the heels, melt the heart forward. Child's pose. Maybe wiggling the belly back and forth, releasing the heart space, releasing the belly, bending into the elbows, planting the palms together, resting the palms towards the back of the neck, feeling a little bit of a stretch in the triceps, in the chest. Just staying here for one more cleansing breath, letting your body start to melt into this posture. When you feel ready, gently release the hands, press the palms into the mat. Lift yourself all the way back up. We're going to start with those toes tucked, coming into thunderbolt pose, hands resting on knees or thighs. Feeling a stretch now in those feet, maybe rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and then back down. Focusing on the breath. Focusing on settling into this pose. Especially as sensations start to arrive, can we bring our attention back to our breath? And then one more deep inhalation and exhalation. Taking your time here, crawling the hands forward back into tabletop. We'll sweep the legs off to the sides. And gently cross that right leg over the left, making sure not to sit on the left heel. Working towards knees being stacked. Hands can rest on the knees or thighs. Maybe closing the eyes, feeling the stretch in the hips. Continuing to guide the breath into any areas that feel tense or need some extra love. And from here, we'll move into a twist. We'll place that left hand on the right knee, lifting out through the heart, and gently turning towards the right from the navel, rib cage, and chest. Right hand can come back behind the body, and maybe that head turns towards the right shoulder. Let the sit bones root down as you lengthen through the spine. And then gently unwind the spine, coming into a counter pose, just twisting to the opposite direction. Release the hands back behind you, uncross the legs here. Maybe shaking out the legs just a little bit. And we'll start to activate those legs. Just feel a stretch here for just a moment. And then taking your time, we're going to sweep those legs off to the sides once again, over towards the left. And this time we'll cross the left leg over the right. Those knees are going to be working towards being stacked. See if you can settle those hips back and down just a little bit. And just taking some breaths here with the hands resting on the knees. Letting the body settle here, feeling a stretch in the hips. And then gently coming into a twist. So the right hand will be on the left knee. We'll gently sweep the left fingertips back behind the body. So inhale to get length, root into the sit bones, extend through the crown. As you exhale, gently turn towards the left. Letting that left shoulder blade slide down the back. Keeping the heart lifted here, maybe gently turning the head towards the left shoulder. I'll go one more cleansing breath here. And then slowly unwind, coming into a counter pose. So left hand can be on the knee, right hand behind you. We'll lean back into the hands, uncross the legs, and maybe start to bring the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. Rocking the hips down, lifting through the heart. Hands can rest on the ankles and just start to allow yourself to fold forward, just to any degree that feels comfortable for your body. Listen to what you need here. Hands can extend out in front of you. They can stay on the ankles. Let those exhalations guide you into this fold. Inviting some breaths, inviting some softening where you can. And we'll go one more cleansing breath here. Letting those knees start to open up. And then gently coming all the way back up. Hands can come to the outer knees to bring the legs together. We'll scooch at the center of the mat, rock down. Bring the knees towards the body. Release out the lower back, maybe rocking side to side here. And just letting your body melt into the mat. Taking some breaths here, noticing if you've created some space in your body. We'll move into happy baby now, so reaching across the shins, grabbing the outside edges of the feet. Knees are out wide, soles of the feet up. You can start to rock, you can stay in stillness, doing what feels good for you. Taking your time, we'll release the soles of the feet down. And we'll take Supta Baddha Konasana now. Soles of the feet together, knees are out wide. Hands can rest on the lower belly or anywhere that they're comfortable here. Just letting the breath guide you into this posture. Continuing to breathe. Maybe even noticing if that breath can be guided to any areas where you feel some tension. The inner groins, the inner legs. Let your body surrender. And then when you feel ready, you can start to extend the legs out long. The heels are in, toes are out. Hands can rest on the lower belly. Allow yourself to rest here in a few moments of stillness. Connecting back with that breath. And just letting your body melt here into the earth. And there's no rush at all. We'll gently bend into the knees, rolling over into fetal position. You can use that bottom hand as a pillow, maybe even hugging the knees in close towards the chest to release some tension in the lower back. Connecting with any level of stillness that you've cultivated in your practice today, and taking your time to press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture. Hands can rest on the knees or thighs. Let the breath be nice and full here. Taking full inhalations through the nose and letting the breath go out of the mouth. The right hand can rest at the heart center, left hand at the lower belly. Just start to feel the movement of the breath here. Noticing if you can lengthen out those exhalations. Connecting with the breath. And allowing yourself to feel the rise and fall of the belly and the chest. Noticing if you can continue to lengthen out the exhalations. And when you feel ready, gently rest the hands at heart center. It's been an honor to guide you through your practice. Wherever you are in the world, have a beautiful day. Namaste.